A high-level government delegation is visiting the Eastern Cape today. President Cyril Ramaphosa, Deputy President David Mabuza and Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize are in the province. They will visit Aspen Pharmacare facilities, which has the capacity to produce 300 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine per annum. The delegation will also visit the Mkhize Special Economic Zone. Let's get the latest from Govan Whittles. He is in Gqeberha for us this morning. Govan, a very good morning to you. So you have to wonder, what is the urgency for the President and the Deputy President to be out visiting facilities like this with all the turmoil going on in their party at the moment? It must be really important for them to be out there.
Yeah, the urgency definitely comes from the demand for vaccines to be distributed to healthcare workers across the country, those Johnson & Johnson vaccines, and some criticism not only from opposition parties but also from the broader coalition of organizations that are fighting the coronavirus over the vaccine rollout, particularly after the government missed its target for March and has now shifted it to the end of April. So this visit to this 3 billion rand plant behind me is expected to outline exactly how quick they can make these J&J vaccines, how quick we can get them to the healthcare workers in South Africa. So you mentioned it is a senior visit, to this plant. It's going to be led by the President, as well as the Deputy President, the Premier of the Eastern Cape, the Mayor here, as well as the Health Minister as well, and some other ministers in the presidency. But we do expect some information from the President and the delegation about when we can start to see more of these vaccines being administered, and when the vaccines that are being developed here in this private-public partnership between government and Aspen, when they will be shipped out of these gates behind me and to the different hospitals or clinics where they will be administered. So this should give us a clearer indication of how fast our vaccine program will be rolled out and what role this facility will play. But of course there are a number of other places that they will be visiting here in a cloudy Gqeberha this morning, and we're expecting the visit to take up most of the day. And even though the political landscape is dominated by ANC issues at this time, the restructuring of the economy and the Special Economic Zone in Mkhize, as well as that Beijing Automotive International Corporation that will be visited by the President, Deputy President, should give us some insight into how they will revive the economy that's been hard hit due to the coronavirus.
So I know that you'll get more details later, Govan, when this inspection is done. I'm assuming we will hear from them as well afterwards. But do we know what they're going to be inspecting, what they're going to be looking for, or are we to assume it's a done deal? We know that this facility can produce those vaccines, that this is just sort of, just sort of something to make it official, or is it an inspection to see whether it can be done? What stage are we in all of this?
The partnership between the government and Aspen has already been concluded in November 2020, and as far as we know, the facility behind us is nothing stopping it from going into production, and whether or not it's already in production is the clarity that we'll get from the delegation visiting here. But as far as we know, it is a done deal. This facility will be producing those J&J vaccines. It's just a question of how fast they can produce them, when we'll see some of them starting to be injected into health workers at the different hospitals and clinics, and whether or not that's already been happening and we're not aware of it. So the delegation here is to assess the state-of-the-art international facility that we have, but we don't expect them to give any instructions as to what should be done, as that agreement has already been concluded.
All right, so when are you expecting the arrival of the top-level delegation there?
Yeah, we're expecting them here at about 10:15, 10 o'clock. They say the official program should start at about 11, but of course we know that the President was in a meeting last night until well after midnight, so I'm not sure how that affects today's plans. We've just had a chat with the Premier's spokesperson here. He says there may be some changes to the scheduling today, a slight delay possibly, but that was understandable. But it is pretty clear that this will go ahead, and we will get a chance to see this facility. We won't be able to broadcast all of the facility because of some of the trade secrets that are involved in the production of the vaccines, but we should be able to get some insight into how it works and then present to the viewers exactly what the Special Economic Zone in Mkhize looks like and how it will play a role in restructuring and reviving the economy here in Gqeberha, in the Eastern Cape more broadly, and in South Africa as a whole.